Okay, the person who ends with a 439 phone number, if you will please hold off, mute yourself until the judge calls docket.
I was going to call her in case there was a problem instead of calling on mine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have 9 o'clock. I'm Judge Wilson. I'm going to go ahead and call the docket. Ask everyone to keep their electronic devices muted when they're not actually speaking to me. Anyone who has an attorney, your attorney will answer for you if your attorney is here. If your attorney isn't here or you don't have one, I need to make sure that I know you're here. And if we ask if you're present, then you can unmute and say you are. Other than that, please keep your electronic devices muted. State versus Daniel Ramirez.
Present, sir.
Barrera here.
Present, Your Honor.
Good morning,
Yes, sir,
Judge.
I have you. I'm looking for your attorney.
Sorry, Judge, I'm here and I'm having some computer issues. And we are in the process of conferring with the state and we just need another setting, please.
All right, that's fine. And let me plug my speakers in so I can hear the big speakers. All right, and just hopefully we're going to dispose of a number of cases today. For cases that are being reset upon agreement. By that, I mean that there's no one disputing that there's going to be a reset. I'll let the defense counsel know if you will just post in chat to everyone the cause number, the name, and the date they're being reset to. Those 3 items in that order, cause number, name, date. I would appreciate it. After you've done that for all your cases, you're free to leave. And we don't need any extraneous information in that post in chat, just those items. State versus Albert Aguirre.
Custody, Your Honor.
All right, and do we have the public defender's office online?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Kathy Sterling.
Okay, all right, and I'm gonna ask the coordinator's office, let's come up with an acronym or something for the public defender's office. So is Mr. Aguirre here?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
All right, and by an acronym, I meant it runs off the edge of the page there. Let's just say PDO.
Yes, sir. I corrected that
yesterday.
yesterday, and
Okay.
I will update this.
You don't have to go back and change them. Going forward, Wendy Van Netter. James.
Judge, this is Jamie Annie. I'm here for Miss Manetter. She's
She
in
is in-
custody, Judge.
That is going to be a plea today, Your Honor. I believe all the paperwork is completed and ready to go.
Okay, I
Yes,
will
sir,
look at that shortly. Justin Earl Roan.
Morning, Your Honor. This is Megan Enriquez. I'm present for John Kuntz. I'm an associate attorney of his firm, and we have our client, Mr. Roan, here in the office with us.
All right. I'll mark you conferring. Joel Quintanilla. Joel Quintanilla.
Your Honor, he was sent to North Texas Hospital, but Mr. Briggs, Mr. Leday, and myself would like to visit with you in a breakout room. And issues come up with the hospital, and we just kind of want to let the court know what's going on.
All right, I'll put confer in here. And let me go ahead and make Miss Poppy the host. Ask her to make me the co-host for breakout rooms. Gary Frank Clark.
Judge Pat Hancock here for Mr. Clark and Miss Hunsinger. Judge, we've conferred and we're going to post our reset date.
Is he in custody?
He's not, Your Honor. I can see him. He's just muted.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, there he is. Yes. All right. All right, just post your dates, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Quintanilla again. Bojavan Serta.
In custody, Your Honor.
Judge, I'm present on that. We'll confer.
Mark you conferring. Lonnie Peoples. Right, have we heard from Ms. Carrillo? No show, I'll recall. Joel Quintanilla.
Same announcement as previously, Your Honor. He is at the North Texas.
Same one. Oh, okay, he's got a middle name this time. Montoya. All right, same guy. Donald Earl? Harold, Mr. Hawkins? Hawkins?
Hey, Judge. We're gonna, I believe, get a quick reset on that and talking to Lorena there. She's just waiting to talk to CPS to confirm something. I can do it as soon as February 8th if you're in agreement.
And that would be fine.
All right, again, I'll ask you just to get with Ms. Poppy, the court coordinator, whatever date y'all can agree on is great.
Okay.
She's online. You can talk to her in chat.
Understood. Will do,
Everything's
Judge.
in chat,
Here's your-
Judge, posted. All dates are in chat posted, so if the date's there, it's available.
Yes, ma'am. I saw him. I'll get you that information.
Forget me, just never mind.
Okay, and is your client present?
My client's present.
Okay,
Here.
all right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Jose Rios?
Your Honor, that is going to be a plea this morning. I believe all the paperwork is done and ready to go on that
He
case.
is present in our office, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Mario Moreno present for Mr. Rios, and that is correct. We are ready for plea today.
Excellent. Mark Crowder?
Present, Your Honor, and I believe my client is signed in, and we're just asking to remain on docket with that new court date.
Present, Your Honor.
Thank you. John Anthony Guerrero?
And I am present for him as well, Your Honor. Mr. Guerrero, will you please speak up? We'll find out where he is. He was running late to our office. We've got a plea deal with the prosecutor on that one.
All right, I'll mark him no show and recall. Filiberto Sanchez?
Judge, I'm present for him. Mr. Sanchez, please announce to the court your presence. I'll try to contact him, Judge.
All right, I'll mark him no show and recall.
Thank you.
Nicholas Moreno?
He is in custody, Your Honor.
Right, motion to reduce bond. Mr. Keendaws? Recall. Gerardo Gonzalez?
Is also in custody, Your Honor.
And I'm present for him, Your Honor. I'd like to confer.
Evelyn Altamira?
And Your Honor, you appointed Anton Hayek to her on January 28th. So both of
And it's
them were
reset
aware.
to 2/24
224.
for arraignment.
All right, give me a moment. Versus Alexander Foster.
Present, Your Honor, and he is online as well. We're asking for that April setting.
It's okay. Blaine Torre, is that Torres? No, just Torre.
It's Torre, Judge. This is Luis Martinez. He's present with counsel.
Armando Valdez.
Present, Your Honor.
All right, have you heard from Mr. Cedios?
No, sir.
All right, we'll check on him. He may be in front of Judge Ellison.
I believe there's a waiver of arraignment in your queue on that one, sir.
Okay. Alexander Chavez.
He is present with counsel, Your Honor, and we're asking to remain on pretrial docket.
All right. William Russo.
Good morning,
Here,
Judge.
Your Honor.
He's present with counsel.
Mr. Arguez.
Yes, and if you can mark as confirmed, Judge.
Get my computer to work. John Albert Trinidad.
Present, Your Honor, and I believe Mr. Trinidad did sign in. Mr. Trinidad? We'll find out where he is. We're asking for a new date.
He is in the front of the courtroom, I believe.
He is here, should be
He's here
logging
physically.
in right now on the district clerk's Zoom hearing computer.
Thank you.
Give me just a moment. All right, State versus Edward Allen Bode or Bodie.
He is present, Judge. We've conferred with the state, and I think we just need an additional court setting to finalize the plea agreement.
Jeffrey Green.
And Judge, he is present.
And Your
Present,
Honor, in that case, was
Yep. A dismissal is in the e-file queue, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll look at that in a moment.
Thank you.
Lange Rutledge.
he is in custody, Your Honor.
And does he have an attorney?
Ms. De La Garza, who represented him previously, called me this morning and said that she was filing her notice of counsel and the family had retained her. She should be on though soon.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here if you can hear me, see me.
Yes.
And I'm attempting to e-file, but my morning got away from me. I'm ready to set it up and do it, but they are going in today, Your Honor.
All right.
And
I'll mark you conferring for the time being, or
can we just get
you
a
have been hired?
can we just get a reset to the March 2nd date so that I can discuss this with the prosecutor?
All right, just post that to me in chat to whatever dates are available.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're representing him on both cases?
Yes, Your Honor. The 2003-055 and the 2005-124, I believe.
Okay, all right. Dennis Fraga. No show, I'll recall. Brianna Eccles.
I'm present for her, Judge. She is in custody. She has 2 cases on the docket today. There'll be 2 pleas done.
Okay, and I've received a bunch of plea papers on that. Nathaniel Sanchez.
Your Honor, a waiver has been filed on this case.
Here, sir.
Yes, Your Honor, and that one has been accepted with a pretrial date of 4/5.
All right. Please remove your hat in court, Mr. Sanchez.
Sorry about that, sir.
Everett Sellers.
I believe he is in custody, Your Honor.
Yes, he is.
Check on Mr. Dawes. Elvira Martinez.
Your Honor, I'm present for this client. She showed up to our office this morning for Zoom and she was very, very sick. We didn't ask her to come in the building because of it. And so we're asking for a reset. If you want us to file a motion for continuance, we can get one on file this morning.
No, I'll put that down. Just
I apologize,
that
Judge.
she's ill. That's fine. All right. Oh, there's nothing on the next page except the totals. So let's go to the add-ons. State versus Bojovan Serta. Has that already been called?
That has been called, Your Honor.
This is the second case. He is in custody.
Okay.
Francis Hernandez.
Judge, I'm present. She's online as well. She was set on Monday's docket and got her dates mixed up with a misdemeanor case that she has. I talked to Lorena. She agreed that if she showed up today, the warrant would be recalled.
All right, that's fine. Just get that to me.
And then you were using the 4/5 date for Monday's docket. Should I post that as the
All
reset?
right, you need to communicate with the coordinator's office about that, Ms. Poppy.
Okay, I will.
And another Brianna Eccles case in custody. Anyone else told to be here today, your name was not called? Anyone? All right. I'll let the attorneys who need to confer. And we ought to be able to start on the Eccles cases pretty quickly because I have that paperwork. Give me just a minute to look at my judge's queue first and see what's in there right now. Okay, so on Jeffrey Justin Green, that's the case where there's a motion to dismiss.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's the only Wilson County criminal matter I have in my judge's queue.
Yeah, so the other one that Jennifer had mentioned was the Armando Valdez, Andy's client, 1911-231, that had filed a waiver of arraignment, and that waiver has come through and been accepted. I have it here.
Okay, so it's already been done because here.
Yes, sir. It has been. It's for 4-5.
All right. That's fine, because I was gonna say, here's my queue. It's one proposed default. Okay. So are we gonna be ready in just a moment on Eccles?
State's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge, I'm ready.
All right, it's gonna be let me get this all saved and look at the PSI and everything. I don't have it all saved right now.
Your Honor, I apologize. John Guerrero is logged in. He was late to court this morning.
All right, let me mark him down.
Thank you.
All right, calling State versus Brianna Marie Eccles. She's in the jail.
Yes,
He's
sir.
in
She's
custody, yes, Your
in
Honor.
custody.
So ask the sheriff's office to get her.
We have her, Your Honor. She's here.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you Brianna Marie Eccles?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your true and correct name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Eccles, can you speak, read, and write the English language?
Yes, sir.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Despite your representation that you are a United States citizen, I need to caution you that any plea of guilty by you or finding of guilt by me could result in your deportation or exclusion from this country and or a denial of naturalization benefits. Do you still wish to enter a plea today?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any history of mental health problems or mental illness?
No, sir.
Counsel, do you believe your client's competent to stand trial?
Yes, Judge.
All right, ma'am, you face charges in two different cases. Cause number 20-09246, which I'm going to call the 246 case, and cause number 20-11-311, which I'm going to call the 311 case. And cause number 20 is in the 246 case, it's alleged in the indictment that here in Wilson County, Texas, on or about April 5th, 2020, that you in paragraph A intentionally and knowingly entered a habitation without the effective consent of Jordan Powell, the owner thereof, and attempted to commit a theft or committed a theft of property, namely a firearm, clothing, medicine, an Xbox, and a pair of boots owned by Jordan Powell. Paragraph B alleges a different way you may have committed that offense, says that you, with the intent to commit a theft, entered a habitation without the effective consent of Jordan Powell, the owner thereof. And should there be a mental state on paragraph B?
Your Honor, that is,
Doesn't really matter, but.
I mean, that's how it is in the charging manual, so.
Okay, all right. I guess it says intent, okay. Okay, ma'am, that alleges a second-degree felony offense. A second-degree felony in Texas is punishable by confinement in the Department of Criminal Justice for a period of not less than 2 and not more than 20 years, and by a fine not to exceed $10,000. So in the 246 case, do you understand what you're charged with and what the range of punishment is?
Yes, sir.
All right. In the 311 case, it's alleged by the grand jury that here in Wilson County, Texas, on or about April 1st, 2020, that you unlawfully appropriated by acquiring or otherwise exercising control over property, a Polaris razor valued $2,500 or more, but less than $30,000 from John Merman, the owner thereof, without the effective consent of the owner, with the intent to deprive the owner of the property. That alleges a state jail felony, which is punishable by confinement for 180 days to 2 years and by a fine up to $10,000. So in both of these cases, do you understand what you're charged with and what the range of punishment is?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you understand that the plea bargain agreement you have with the state is not binding on me? I don't have to follow it, but if I decide not to follow it, I will allow you to withdraw your plea.
Yes, sir.
You understand that if I do follow the plea bargain agreement that you have worked out with your attorney in the state, or that you and your attorney have worked out with the state, that and the punishment I impose is not harder on you than what you've agreed to, that you will not be able to appeal this case or either of these cases?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I want to show you some documents that appear to have your signature. We'll start with the 246 case. In both cases, they're titled admonitions to the defendant for plea to the court. Let me ask, on paragraph 2.11, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And also on the 311 case?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature where it says verification?
Yes, sir, it is.
And also on the 311 case?
Yes, sir.
And do you swear or affirm that everything above your signature where it says verification in both cases is true and correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Also see, is your signature on the certification of appeal?
Yes, sir.
And also in the 311 case?
Yes, sir.
Agreed punishment recommendations?
Yes, sir.
And in 311?
Yes, sir.
Waiver of preservation of evidence?
Yes, sir.
And in 311?
Yes, sir.
Discovery compliance certificate,
Yes, sir.
and in 311.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you read these documents yourself, or did your attorney, Mr. Adams, read them to you?
My attorney did.
Did you understand these documents before you signed them?
Yes, sir, I did.
And are you satisfied with the work that Mr. Adams has done for you in these cases?
Yes, I am.
All right. Counsel, do you believe your client understands the nature of the rights she's giving up, the stipulations of evidence she's making, and the consequences of her plea bargains?
Yes, Judge.
All right, ma'am, I will find in both cases that you made your pleas knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, and that you're not under any compulsion in making them, and I will accept them. And I'll ask you, in the 246 case, second-degree felony offense of burglary of a habitation, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
I plead no contest.
All right. And do you understand, ma'am, that a plea of no contest might be different than a plea of guilty if you got into a civil lawsuit? If the owner of that residence or habitation sued you for breaking into his residence, it might make a difference in that civil lawsuit whether your plea today is guilty or no contest. But that for all purposes inside this criminal case, pleading no contest is the same as pleading guilty.
Yes, sir.
And in the 311 case, state jail felony offense of theft, what is your plea?
No contest.
Has anybody promised you anything in either of these cases to get you to plead no contest?
No, sir.
Has anyone harmed or threatened you or anyone close to you for your plea?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you an early release from your sentence?
No, sir.
Okay, I will find that you made your pleas voluntarily in both cases, that you're not under any compulsion in making them, and I will accept them. And I'll ask what evidence the state has to substantiate the defendant's guilt.
Your Honor, in regards to both cases, state would offer State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
No objections in either case, Judge.
All right, without objection, State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments are admitted into evidence. Do both sides rest and close at guilt innocence?
State rests and closes, Your Honor.
Defense rests and closes.
Right. Give me a moment to look at the reports. Okay, I'll find there's enough evidence to substantiate the defendant's guilt in both cases. Are both sides ready for sentencing?
State is ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Defense is ready.
All right, I've been given a pre-sentence investigation. Has the state had a chance to review it?
We have, Your Honor.
Any, and the defense too, any objections or additions to it?
No objections.
Okay, what is the plea bargain in this case?
Your Honor, in regards to case 246, we're asking that the defendant be confined to 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, but that confinement be suspended, that she be placed on probation for a period of 6 years, that she pay court costs in the amount of $290, that she perform 250 hours of community service, that she pay a drug test fee of $50, that she undergo a drug and alcohol evaluation and follow the recommendations, that she write a letter of apology to the victim, that she pay a monthly probation fee of $60, that she attend and complete a theft education program, that she pay restitution in the amount of $1,547. We're asking that restitution be joint and severally liable. There are 2 other co-defendants in this case, Your Honor. And then in regards to case 311, we're asking that the defendant be confined in a state jail facility for a term of 2 years, but that confinement be suspended, that she be placed on probation for a period of 3 years, that she pay a fine of $1,500, court costs in the amount of $290, a Crime Stoppers fee of $50, that she perform 200 hours of community service, that she complete a drug offender education program, follow the standard drug offender conditions, that she pay a drug test fee of $50. Again, complete a drug and alcohol evaluation and follow those recommendations. That she write a letter of apology to the victim, that she pay a monthly probation fee of $60, that she pay a PSI fee of $25, that she attend a theft education program, that she pay restitution in the amount of $19,225. Again, we're asking that restitution be joint and severally liable, that she pay a police officer fee of $5 and a time payment fee of $15.
All right, Ms. Eccles, did you hear what was read into the record by the state's attorney?
Yes, sir.
Is that your agreement with the state?
Yes, sir.
Did the state's attorney add anything or leave anything out?
No, sir.
And on the 311 case,
yes, Your Honor.
I read a great deal of the reports. I did not get down to whether I saw that the Polaris was recovered. Was it damaged? Was it
Your Honor,
trashed?
the damage was they had the Polaris was kept. It was the owner. It has cattle out on that property. They cut several fences and damaged some gates to get to it. The cattle got out, and what they actually lost one head of cattle, which is
okay.
where the restitution is.
Okay.
But it is. But yes, he did. The Polaris was recovered. They had to do a few repairs on it, but they did get it recovered.
All right, thank you. And all right, anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing, Judge, other than the cases are to run concurrent, my understanding, as well as the conditions of probation.
That is correct, Your Honor. And the reason she has 3 cases, which would be the 47 case, we'll be dismissing that one. We re-indicted it under the 311 case. So we will be dismissing the 47 case.
Okay. All right, Ms. Eccles, what sort of jobs have you held in the past?
I work for my dad's company. He has a company called Seamless Gutters. I'm a secretary for him. It got kind of shut down for a little while because of the COVID, but business is picking back up. And he said I could work back for him. And then my mom also has gotten me a job with her at a truck stop gas station in Seguin, Texas, to work with her so I can go ahead and pay my fines off on probation and the court costs and everything.
Okay. All right, give me just a moment. Okay, I will follow the plea bargain in this case, except I am going to, I'll draft the language. I'm going to add a clause to your probation agreement, Ms. Eccles. It's not mandatory, but it says that if you will, within the next 1 year, complete an online or in-person course in different topics: Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Mail. I don't know if it's Outlook. I think they may have a different mail thing now. In PowerPoint, for each one of those that you complete and turn in a certificate to your probation officer, but you've been trained in them, take 20 hours of community service restitution off of your probation agreement, which means that I'm expecting that you could complete those in less than 20 hours or close to it. But it also means even if it's the same number of hours or a few more, this is something you can do nights, weekends, lunch hours. You're not having to go off and show up at someplace, during business hours on the weekend to get community service restitution hours in. And this would, as long as you get the certificates, I want something, one, to formalize it so probation understands what you've done and that you've complied with this. Two, for you to have something so that if you're trying to talk to a prospective employer and get a job at some time down the line, that you're not just saying, well, I work for my dad. You'll be able to tell them, but I've also done these other things to show where you've gotten some training. It's not mandatory, but I'll make that option available to you. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
As I said, and I'll put that language in here. I'll draft something in just a moment. Apart from that, I will follow the plea bargain agreement. I will find you guilty on both counts in the 246 case of burglary of a habitation, and in the 311 case of theft. I'll sentence you to 10 years confinement on the first one and 2 years confinement on the second one. Probate both offenses for the time and all the terms and conditions you've agreed to with the state, with the exception of what I just said that I'll insert in here. And you're living in Seguin?
That's where my parents live. I'm gonna be staying in Wilson County in Nixon, Texas. I was gonna provide that address to my probation officer.
And you understand that part of your plea bargain is that you're not supposed to be living with other folks who are on probation or parole?
Correct.
All right, that's fine. So you will be in Wilson County. So you'll be reporting to a probation officer here in Wilson County. There's a great deal of restitution that you have to pay. That's a lot of payments in addition to everything else. I want you to listen carefully. I'm not at all telling you that it's not important for you to make the restitution payments and all the other payments. It is. But we're not going to run out and have you arrested and brought back to court just because you're not making 100% of your payments on time, as long as you're doing everything else you're supposed to be doing and you're making a good effort. So if a month comes along that you've been unable to work, or your water pump blows up in your vehicle and you gotta get it repaired, or you can't work and you can't make your full payments, you still need to go ahead and do everything else you're supposed to be doing and report to your probation officer. If you're not reporting to your probation officer, you should expect that before long, that's going to wind up with you having a motion to revoke your probation filed against you and an arrest warrant. But the probation will work with you to let you make larger payments towards the end of this period of time, and if absolutely necessary, to even allow you to extend your probation for some. Possibly. Well, it could be extended to give you more time, and hopefully your co-defendants will chip in and pay a part too. All right. So you understand, ma'am, that because I have followed the plea bargain agreement, that you have waived the right to appeal and you may not appeal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I'll find in both cases that you made your post-trial waivers knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, and I will approve them. And I will certify to the Court of Appeals that you've waived the right to appeal and you may not appeal. I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, the other thing I'll say is just, I sometimes ask questions about why things are going on. I was wondering until I read all the offense reports based on your PSI, why this wouldn't have been a situation where the case would have offered looks to be a first-time offender deferred adjudication. But it looks like you spent a great deal of time and enterprise and effort into committing criminal acts. I don't applaud that, but if you would put that sort of enterprise and effort into getting this paid off, staying out of trouble, and getting yourself marketable job skills, you have a good future ahead of you. So good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. And let me get these filled out. It takes a while to sign everything. All right, and Ms. Saunders, Ms. Eccles swore to everything in front of you also, so I'm going to post these in chat and then ask you to take the acknowledgement.
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Adams, you're still
Yes,
here. Just so we're on the same page, did you receive all of the discovery you're entitled to in both cases in a timely manner?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Okay, and then I'll accept the discovery compliance certificates in both cases also. State on the record that the defense counsel and the defendant were still present.
Yes, sir.
And with the jail, we're finished with Ms. Eccles if you need to get someone else in there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is Miss Wendy Van Netter next, or for the jail to get her, or?
Whoever's up. All right, and the fine was, how much was the fine on the 246 case?
On the 46 case, no fine, Your Honor.
All right, because it has fine of 50.
Yes. The fine got moved to that one, Lorena, because that's the one that the probation charges. That's the longest term one. So the $700 fine or whatever it was, your fine amount was moved to that one.
Y'all need, that's fine. I just need to know, so when I read it into the record, I can be sure I put it on the correct.
Okay, I thought Yvonne had sent you copies of the corrected judgments.
She did, but I need to know, and that's fine. That's fine.
Give me just a moment. All right, I'm also going to allow the defendant, I'll knock 372.50 off the fine, since she has so much to pay for each one of those horses that she completes. Give me just a moment to write that up. Then I'll take announcements before we jump on anybody else. And have I been sent the plea package and Van Netter?
Yes, sir. Everything was emailed this morning.
Okay.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Sean, I've got you marked that you're here.
Okay, yeah. I might have to get off again. I have a USCIS appointment. But yes, I'm here.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and now, Mr. Moreno, that's a motion to reduce bond.
Yes, sir.
Actually, you know what? Can you give me a quick breakout room with Lorena? I see her right there.
Jennifer, can you do that real quick? Oh, no, Lorena can't right this second.
Okay.
But I think Mark is handling the motion to
Yeah, just send them to me.
All right.
Okay, I will right now.
Okay, thanks.
And Mr. Keene-Dawes, I just emailed you a waiver of arraignment on your other client, James Everett Sellers. He has not been arraigned.
Okay, is he still in custody or is he out now?
He's in custody.
Okay. All right, I'll get on that.
It takes a lot longer, as y'all can see, to do this. Did
Cindy, did Mr. Flores do fill out a recall sheet on Francis Hernandez?
I checked a bit ago and it wasn't there. Let me look again into e-file and see if it's here. No, it is not in there yet.
Okay.
Okay, I just sent both the judgments and both the plea packages. Wendy Van Netter. Okay, are both sides ready for that trial, for that hearing?
State's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
And is Ms. Van Netter in custody?
She is, Your Honor.
All right, if you y'all let me know when the jail gets her there.
She's on her way now, Your Honor. I just called for.
That's fine. Okay, does anyone else have any announcements while we're waiting? No? Okay.
Your Honor, I do actually.
Yes.
Daniel Ramirez is the first defendant on your docket, and I had initially announced that we needed a reset, but I was told by my office that we were actually set for a motion on early termination. I'm
Yes.
not sure if Miss Whitney is available to visit in a room so that we can chat to see if we can urge the motion today.
All right. Get with her, Ms. Poppy. Ms. Poppy is the host.
Perfect, thank you.
Your Honor, she's here with us now.
All right. Calling State versus Wendy Michelle Van Netter. Are both sides ready?
State is ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Defense is ready, Judge.
Are you Wendy Michelle Van Natter?
Yes, sir.
And are you the same Wendy Michelle Van Natter who was placed on it doesn't have a term on here. Was this a deferred or a regular?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, she was placed on 2 years, she was placed on 2 years confinement at a state jail facility, probated for 3 years.
All right, so 3, underline 2. All right, I've made that addition. Okay, are you the same Wendy Michelle Van Natter who on or about May 16th, 2018 was found guilty of the state jail felony offense of possession of a controlled substance and sentenced to 2 years confinement, but placed on probation for 3 years?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am.
All right, now, the state alleges that you have violated rule number 11 of your probation. Specifically, the state alleges that you failed to report to your probation officer in November and December of 2019, and then in January through September of 2020. So do you understand what it is the state's alleged that you did wrong?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you understand that if I find it's correct that you have violated the terms of your probation, that you could be, have your probation revoked and you could be sentenced from anything from the minimum time for state jail felony, 180 days up to the full 2 years confinement?
Yeah.
Plus the unpaid portion of your fine?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, I believe you've worked out a plea bargain agreement with the state. Do you understand that I do not have to follow that plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
All right. But if I don't follow it, I will let you withdraw your plea. And if I do follow it, I need to tell you that you will not be able to appeal this matter. All right. So do you understand that also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I want to show you some documents that appear to have your signature.
Okay.
They're titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. I'm sorry. Written waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony. And let me ask you on page 3, is this your signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. And also where it says trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the written waiver of time to file a motion for new trial?
Yes, sir, that's my signature as well.
Plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you read these documents yourself or did your attorney, Mr. Haney, read them to you?
Yes, sir. We went over everything.
All right. Did you understand these documents before you signed them?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. And are you satisfied with the work your attorney has done for you?
I am completely satisfied.
Okay. All right, counsel, do you believe your client understands the nature of the rights she's giving up, the stipulations of evidence she's making, and the consequences of her plea bargain?
I do, Judge.
All right, I will find that the defendant made her waivers of right and stipulations of evidence knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, and I will approve them. And I will ask you, ma'am, to the allegation that you violated your probation terms by failing to report your probation officer under rule number 11. Is that true or not true?
Yes, sir, that's true.
Okay, I'll accept your plea of true and I'll ask what evidence the state has to substantiate the violation.
Your Honor, at this time, state would offer State's Exhibit 1 and its attachment.
Defense has no objection, Judge.
All right, without objection, State's Exhibit 1 and its attachment are admitted into evidence. Do both sides rest and close at this stage?
State rests and closes, Your Honor.
Defense rests and closed, Judge.
Okay, I'll find that the violation has been substantiated and that a change needs to be made in the disposition of this case. Are both sides ready for that hearing?
State's ready to proceed.
Defense is ready, Judge.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, sir. All right. Is there a pre-sentence investigation or a waiver of one?
We waive it, Judge.
Okay, what is the plea bargain in this case?
Your Honor, at this time, we're asking that the defendant's probation be revoked, that she be confined in a state jail facility for a term of 9 months, that she pay the fine in the amount of $650, a Crime Stoppers fee in the amount of $50, restitution in the amount of $103, and that she receive credit for time that she's already served, that being 203 days worth of credit.
All right, ma'am, you heard what was read into the record by the state's attorney. Is that your plea bargain with the state?
Yes, sir.
Did the state's attorney add anything or leave anything out? Was there anything else that was should have been part of your plea bargain?
Are you talking to me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, no, I mean, I went to rehab. I don't know if I get credit for that too as well, or.
Okay.
That is part of that, Your Honor, that is part of the 203 days worth of credit.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. And was there anything that was in there that was not part of your agreement, Ms. Van Nutter?
No, sir. That's it.
Okay, and when did you go to rehab?
I'm not exactly for sure, sir. I know it was 2019.
Roughly. Okay.
Your Honor, it was June of 2018 to December of 2018.
Okay. All right. Anything else from either side?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay, I will follow the.
Nothing from the defense, Judge. We just ask that you follow it.
All right. I'll follow the plea bargain in this case. You've previously been found guilty. At this time, I'll sentence you to 9 months confinement plus the unpaid portions of your fine and court cost. Is there any legal reason why sentence should not now be imposed?
No, Judge.
All right. All right, ma'am. It is the order, judgment, decree of the court that you be taken by the sheriff of Wilson County and transported to the authorized receiving agent of the Department of Criminal Justice. You'll be confined for a period of 9 months. Your sentence will commence today. It will run concurrently with any other sentence or sentences you may be under, and you will receive credit for 203 days that you have been confined so far in this case. All right. All right. You understand that because I have followed the plea bargain agreement in this case, that you've waived the right to appeal and you may not appeal?
Yes, sir.
All right. I wish you good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Make sure I've signed.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and for the jail, we still need a thumbprint on Ms. Van Nutter. All right, I combined the plea and exhibit and Van Nutter. So we post that and then the judgment. Okay, what's next?
Your Honor, I know Mr. Briggs is still here. If we can visit
Okay.
with you as well as Mr. Lede about Mr. Joel Cnty in a breakout room, that would be great.
All right, if Ms. Poppy, if you'll give us a invitation, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, and I did have Miss Corrala waiting in a breakout room from Mr. Lede, but I'll put him in with y'all first.
All right. I never got the little blue box for a breakout room. It's coming.
It's coming to you, sir.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Hey, Andy.
Hello.
Hey, okay, so on yours, I've marked you that you're here. I wanted to let you know that your waiver was accepted on
Saturday and Sunday at 11 o'clock.
You had two clients today. Okay, Frago has not appeared. You may want to try to get in touch with him.
I will.
But, so you know.
And the other one was Armando Valdez, and we did accept that waiver. He is reset to 4/5/21.
And then
Okay.
if you guys agree to other times, that's completely fine.
That's fine.
But we'll just put,
All right,
you
I'll
know,
get a hold of
film
I'll get a hold of
Saturday
Dennis
and
Frago.
Sunday at
All
11,
right, thank you.
Thanks.
For, you know, up to 5 minutes, just so that we can start getting that, that related.
Okay, Mr. Briggs?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir,
Did you
was I
get?
supposed to put,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't do that.
Okay. All right, you should get a breakout room invitation number 3.
I've
Yes,
got it.
just-
Hey, Jennifer, I'm available. Can you put me in with Monica, please?
Yes, sir.
Jennifer, I'll go back into breakout room 2, if that's what you want.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Your Honor, I believe a Jose Rios is, I think we have all the paperwork done for that. He
Okay.
is not in custody.
All right, if somebody would post that to me or email it, whatever.
It was emailed this morning, Judge. Let me know if you don't have it in your email, but I did send it before court. It says Jose Rios open plea as the subject.
Okay, yes, here it is. I'm sorry. I was looking for a little notification that I had a new one. All right, calling State versus Jose Rios. Are both sides ready?
The state's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Defense is ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay, and where's Mr. Rios?
All right, see you later, sir. Mr. Rios is at the probation department, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Are you Jose Luis Rios?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your true and correct name?
Yes, Your Honor. Correct.
All right, Mr. Rios, can you speak, read, and write the English language?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Okay, despite your representation that you are a United States citizen, I need to caution you that if that is not true, any plea of guilty by you or finding of guilt by me could result in your deportation or exclusion from this country and or a denial of naturalization benefits. Do you still wish to enter a plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any history of mental health problems or mental illness?
No.
All right, counsel, do you believe your client is competent to stand trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, sir, you stand charged by indictment with the third-degree felony offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more. Specifically, it's alleged that here in Wilson County, Texas, on or about January 27th, 2019, that you operated a motor vehicle in a public place while you were intoxicated. And it's also alleged that prior to the commission of that offense, on April the 23rd, 2003, in cause number CR 211436A, in the County Court at Law of Hidalgo County, you were convicted of an offense relating to operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. And it's alleged that on April 22nd, 2005, in cause number 9178, in the 83rd District Court of Valverde County, Texas, you were convicted of an offense relating to the operation of a motor vehicle while intoxicated. That alleges a third-degree felony, which is punishable by confinement for not less than 2 and not more than 10 years, and by a fine not to exceed $10,000. So do you understand what you're charged with and what the range of punishment is?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And let's skip ahead for a moment. My understanding that this is a plea with a 5-year cap?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So you understand, sir, that whatever plea bargain you've worked out with the state, or even partial plea bargain you've worked out with the state, is not binding on me. I do not have to follow it. But if I decide not to follow it, I will allow you to withdraw your plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I do follow the plea bargain you have with the state, you understand, and the punishment I impose is not harder on you than the cap you have agreed to, you understand that you will not be able to appeal this matter.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I want to show you some documents that appear to have your signature. They're titled Admonitions to the Court, to the Defendant for Open Plea. Let me ask on paragraph 2.11, is that your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
And where it says verification.
Yes.
And do you swear or affirm to both me and Ms. Sawyers of the District Clerk's Office that everything that appears above your signature where it says verification is true and correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you also sign on the certificate of appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Agreed punishment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Waiver of preservation of evidence?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the discovery compliance certificate?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read these documents yourself, or did your attorney read them to you?
Both. He read them to me, and then when he emailed them, I went over them again. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you understand these documents before you signed them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you satisfied with the work that Mr. Moreno has done for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, do you believe your client understands the nature of the rights he's giving up, the stipulations of evidence he's making, and the consequences of his plea bargain?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and do you also believe, sir, that you've received all of the discovery you're entitled to in a timely manner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'll accept the discovery compliance certificate, and I will find the defendant made his waivers of right and stipulations of evidence knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily, and I will accept them. I ask you, sir, the offense alleged in the indictment, third-degree felony DWI subsequent offense, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Has anyone promised you anything other than your plea bargain with the state to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone harmed or threatened you or anyone close to you for your plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you an early release from your sentence?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll find that you made your plea also voluntarily. You're not under any compulsion in making it, and I'll accept it. And I'll ask what evidence the state has to substantiate the defendant's guilt.
Your Honor, at this time, state would offer State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objection, Mr. Moreno?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Without objection, State's Exhibit 1 and its attachments are admitted into evidence. Do both sides rest and close at this stage?
State rest and closes, Your Honor.
Defense rests and closes, Your Honor.
All right, give me a chance to look this over.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'll find there is sufficient evidence to substantiate the defendant's. All right. Okay. So we're going to set this for a pre-sentence investigation?
Yes, Your Honor, visiting with probation yesterday, they are recommending a 3-2 for
All right.
sentencing.
And Mr. Moreno, are you available then?
March 2nd, was that the date for sentencing, Your Honor?
Yes.
At this time, I am available. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So if you will, counsel, if you will send a message to everyone in chat with the cause number, name, and the date it's being reset to in that format.
Yes, sir.
The way Mr. Vargas did it and not the way other people are doing it around him on the messages I have earlier. I would appreciate it. I will set this for sentencing on March was it 2nd or 8th?
2nd, Your Honor.
March the 2nd. All right, Mr. Rios, you understand that the probation office is going to prepare a report about the circumstances of this offense and you and your background, and that's going to be considered by me whenever we resume on March the 2nd?
Yes, Your Honor.
About half the time in the last year or two, whenever I have set this for, okay. I'm going to mute your computer, sir, because somebody somewhere has multiple electronic devices going on. About half the time, whenever I set something for a pre-sentence investigation, the defendant either blows probation off completely or just kind of shows up a little bit and doesn't really give them any answers. So you understand that Mr. Moreno is going to be here making his arguments on your behalf about a month from now, and that you're going to severely handicap his ability to do that if the report from the probation office says that Mr. Rios wouldn't contact us and we don't have any information from him. All right. And I'm sorry, I've still got you muted. All right, you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you on March 2nd.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll post it on chat right now. Thank you.
Sawyers, I will post this to you. All right. Okay, what's next?
Judge, we have Mr. Ramirez, number 1 on your docket for a motion on early termination of probation. I spoke to the prosecutor and they're not opposed to early termination. I wanted to see if, I tried checking to see if we filed an order to agree to that.
It is here. I do have it, Monica, so I can drop that for the judge to do real quick.
Okay, Judge, client is present in court, I believe, and so if you wanted to ask any questions or anything like that, we can have a hearing.
And Judge, this is Mark Leday. That's correct. He's met all the requirements, paid all fees, and done everything that's been asked of him. It was farmed out to Nueces County, and he completed it there. And he has met all the requirements that he needs to under the statute to be eligible for early termination, and we're not opposed.
Okay, that's great. I say again, I'm very willing to consider motions for early termination, whether it's terminating the probation by adjudicating someone or sending them off if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if they've done everything they're supposed to do, I'm very willing to say, hey, it worked, dismiss that early. So I will sign that order whenever it comes to me.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you should have it. I just dropped it.
Thank you. All right, I just sent it back.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'm not sure who needs to release Mr. Ramirez from the courtroom, but we can please notify them.
Okay, is he in the courtroom?
Yes, Judge. I believe so. I'm not really sure where he's zooming from. It's
No.
somewhere in court.
No, he's not. He's just on a regular Zoom, so I can see him there.
Okay, I was gonna say, they've got new wallpaper somewhere if it's him. All right, your excuse, sir. I've signed the dismissal. It's been forwarded to the clerk's office. You will be able to get a copy of that later this week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Judge.
All right, so what are we doing now?
Judge, this is Luis Martinez. I need to get into a breakout room of the state when they're available.
Okay, Ms. Poppy is the host. She's doing those.
Okay, and Your Honor, we just had a defendant show up here, Lonnie Joe Peoples, and we're going to get him into our Zoom room to answer docket for you. I do not know where his attorney is.
Okay.
That's Nifa.
She signed on for a while.
Lorraine, I'm putting you in with Mr. Martinez.
That's fine.
I'll reach out to Ninfa, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Peoples, I did let the judge know that you're here. He is aware of that, and we are trying to contact your attorney. So if you'll just wait, please. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Could we please have inmate Albert Aguirre? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Aguirre to a breakout room for Ms. Starling?
Yes, ma'am. Let me call him and get him over here.
Thank you.
Jennifer, did you get a reset date from Steve Harkins? I'm not showing anything in the group chat.
I did for 2/8. Did you hear me, Cindy?
Yes, 2-8, and that's Donald Hurl, 19361.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that pretrial or plea, or what are we doing that day?
Well, I'm assuming it's a plea because those are dates I offered up for pleas and MTRs.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I get it here with me right now.
Okay, I'm sitting into breakout room 5.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's no headphones or anything like that. It's all loud.
Okay, did John Albert Trinidad appear? I don't see.
Yes, sir. He was here in our breakout room, in our Zoom room. He's when I let you know, and they did reset him.
Okay, so was he late?
No, sir. He was here on time.
Okay, all
He
right.
showed up before court time.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Lorena, did you visit with Jonathan Watkins about Gerardo Gonzalez? You're muted. You're muted.
I just saw the email, Cindy. We had visited, myself and Mark visited with him yesterday about the case.
Okay, he just did not give us a reset date, and he's gone. So
He with me, he was talking about reset of 3-2.
okay, thank you.
Judge Wilson, did he by chance send that to you only?
Okay, who is that?
Jonathan Watkins, page 3 on 19/8/172.
Okay, I don't have anything written down. Let me look here. No, I have nothing.
So Lorena, we'll leave it at 3-2.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, I will let the jail know that date so they'll have it.
All right, Ms. Carrillo's here. Does she need a breakout room with her client?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, ma'am.
I don't know if he showed up on at the court, or He was calling early this morning saying he.
I don't know either. He's.
He is here
but
in our
he's here
Zoom
somewhere.
room. Yes.
I'm
It
here,
says
sir.
DC visit.
Oh, there he is. Okay. This is a pre-trial, Your Honor. I'd like to talk to Mr. Peoples for a second, possible.
Yeah, I'll put you in a Zoom room now.
Thank you.
Pardon me, Lorena.
Yes, Richard.
I need to speak with Bojavon Serta. Where exactly is she in custody?
She's here in Wilson County.
Okay. Jennifer, when they're done with the Zoom room at the jail, I'll need a breakout room with her, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what date did we get on Steve Harkin's case, Donald Harold?
February 8th, Your Honor.
And Evelyn Altamira on bottom of page 3, I have 224. Was that for her? That was for her to hire or?
No, that's not a HIAC supported, Judge. 224 is right.
Okay, and Hayek, okay.
Yes, sir, except for an arraignment.
All right. And Mr. Martinez, you're still waiting to speak with me or with the state on your client?
Judge? I'm sorry, you cut out for a minute. Was that me you were talking to?
Yes. Is your client's last name is Torre, not Torres?
It's Tori, yes. We have this discussion every time he's on a docket.
I'm sorry. All right.
No.
On with him?
No, everyone thinks the S got cut off somewhere, but no, it's Tori.
Okay, what's going on?
Judge, we're going to do a PTD on that one, so we just need some time to get it in my office, do the paperwork and all that good stuff.
And Your Honor, I'm in the process of actually emailing Mr. Martinez the paperwork. We would, once you go over everything, Mr. Martinez, with your client, we just need to get him in to visit with probation.
Okay.
And what happened on Alexander Chavez? I don't see the Barrera firm any longer.
Your Honor, I have a reset date of, yeah.
Okay, y'all were talking on top of each other. Oh, 4-5, they're on, okay, he has 2 cases, pardon me. I'm just looking at blanks and I had a blank there.
So on Tori, it's a reset on request, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't think Jennifer, we're going to need to do a reset because let me ask probation while they're on here, what would be a good day for Mr. Troy to come visit y'all about the pretrial diversion?
He can come in later today if he's available. Our schedules are pretty open.
And if
Would he be able to come in this afternoon?
Yes, let me give him a time.
And Lewis, if you just email me back the pretrial stuff signed, I will forward it to probation.
No? Okay, let me see if you can run by my office then and get that done, and then before he goes out to probation.
And I saw that Andy and Mr. Keendaws made cameo appearances while we were doing pleas and stuff. Are they going to be back? Have they taken off permanently?
Andy told me he was trying to reach Dennis Fraga. I let him know that he was a no-show, and so he was going to get off and try to reach him. And Sean Keendaws said he was going to be coming back on. He didn't say when.
Was that an immigration thing he said he had or something?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, I've spoken with my client and stuff. This is a trial case, so we could have the, I don't know what next date you have for this court.
All right, get with.
417.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Sorry, 417. When she wasn't on at the beginning, she doesn't see the dates that I've.
It's 413, Jennifer, 413.
That's correct. Sorry about that. 413.
Okay, I'll put it on the chat, Your Honor.
Thank you, Cindy.
All right, thank you.
Okay, is Mr. Peoples free to leave our Zoom room?
I'm gonna put it in chat right now.
Yes, as soon as I receive that.
Sarah? It's Luis Martinez. Can Mr. Torrey come by and see you tomorrow about 4 o'clock?
Yeah, that should be fine, Mr. Martinez.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So, Lorena, I'll have him, he's gonna come by my office after work tomorrow and sign the paperwork and then run the probation. Do we want to reset to monitor, or do we need to do that, or what do we need to do at this
Yeah,
point?
let's get a reset to monitor since it's not a done deal.
Okay.
March 2nd work?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, all right. So send me that and your excuse. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Peoples' reset date has been posted.
All right, y'all are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, do you want to start going over the docket?
Yes, we can, Your Honor.
All right, grab another water. Okay, page 1, Daniel Ramirez, probation dismissed. I'm not sure how the coordinator wants that. How do you want that? Just so you know that probation's over and the case is zeroed out. Just dismissed probation?
I just put DM in the system.
Albert Aguirre, I have nothing.
And she's currently visiting with him, Your Honor.
Okay. Van Natter, final judgment. Roan, 413. Quintanilla, we have the medical motion on all three of his for 2-8.
Yes, Your Honor.
Clark,
Yes.
413.
Yes.
2-8, Serta, Mr. Briggs, you were talking to him just a moment ago.
Yes, Judge, she's in custody at the jail. I'm waiting to confer with her.
Okay, all right. Her Peoples, 413. 2-8, Quintanilla still. Pearl, 2-8. Rios, 3-2, sentencing. Crowder, 4-5. Guerrero, 4-5. Sanchez, no show or nice sign.
That is what I have, Your Honor.
Moreno, waiting on Mr. Quindos. Gerardo Gonzalez. What did we get on him?
3-2, Your Honor.
3-2. Altamira, 224. Foster, 4-5. Bore, 3-2. Valdez, Mr. Cedios is here. We'll get with him in a moment. Chavez, 4-5. Russo, 413.
Yes, Your Honor.
Trinidad and Bode, 4-5. Green dismissed. Rutledge, 3-2 on both of his. Nicholas Moreno, we're waiting on Mr. Quindos. Fraga, Nisai. Eccles, final judgments. Nathaniel Sanchez, 4-5. Sellers, I don't have anything.
Nor do I, Your Honor.
Me neither, Judge.
Okay, we're waiting on Sean. Elvira Martinez, 4-5. And then on the add-ons, Serta, they're conferring. Hernandez, 4-5. Eccles, I think that's a repeat, but final judgment. All right. Okay, Mr. Cedillos, do you need to confer with your clients? Do you need to confer with the state? What's going on?
No, on Valdez, I think he's already got the new dates, April 5th.
That is an accepted waiver, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so that's already been done. All right, 4-5.
And then, Your Honor, my apologies, Dennis Fraga, I think he logged on to the civil hearing and I'm trying to reach him. I'm still trying to reach him to make sure he gets to this criminal.
I'm here present, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fraga, please remove your hat. We're in court.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
All right. Okay, do you need a chance to speak with him in a breakout room or something, Mr. Cedillos?
No, Your Honor, I had a talk. I spoke with him yesterday and he couldn't, this was going to be a plea and I talked to the assistant DA yesterday.
I
So we're gonna,
I don't have to have an explanation, Mr. Cedillos. I just want to know if you needed a breakout room. So what's happening? Is it going to be reset?
Reset to late February, early March.
All right. Get with the coordinator's office. Send me a chat message to everyone in the cause number, name, date format that says when it's being set to.
Okay, Your Honor, I will.
So I don't have a duty to send me a Mr. Wallace decides to. They both work at the local. And nothing further. I'd ask for $10.50.
Okay, so that just leaves Mr. Quindos.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Would you like one of us to try to reach him by phone? And
Sure, but he did say he had whatever that was. I thought it was immigration, but I'm not certain. I've got plenty of things to work on for a while. I'm going to sit here and work on my mail and my judge's queue. And
okay.
If he's not here when we finish that, we'll follow back up. If the state
Okay.
could just have somebody just leave this on in the background if he shows up,
All right, Jennifer, I'll try to call him.
or I'll run down the hall and yell through the door. Okay, I'm gonna mute my computer, turn off my video for, or until we come back.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, I have Mr. King Dawes on the phone,
okay,
and he just, the line of people getting into the immigration building, he just got in, but he thinks it will go pretty quick now, but he's saying, can we come back at 1 o'clock? Would
That's
that be okay?
yeah, that's great. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the meeting running
Did you
just
hear
because.
that? So he says 1 o'clock is fine.
I think that's better. We'll resume at 1 o'clock.
And so now we're just waiting to that one, and then Richard Briggs after he lets us know about Beaujevon.
Oh, okay, you're right. All right, well, I'll be here. I'm just working on. Thank you.
Okay, Andy, we see your date posted on Mr. Fraga, 3/2 for a plea. Jennifer, are they free to go now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Cindy.
Have a good day.
Mr. Frogger, you're free to go. Dennis?
I'll keep an eye out. If he pops back on, I'll let him know.
Okay.
He's been the one on the pleadings all along, and you just came in and showed up.
Okay.
Isn't it that when you sent me your revision, I have sent revisions back. Yeah, I sent you the decree on 10/1.
The one that says Armando, is this Armando Valdez? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. So, yeah, Mr. Valdez, yours was reset to April the 5th. You signed a waiver with Mr. Cedios, and the judge did grant that. So we will see you in court on April 5th.
April 5th?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You're
Thank
free
you
to
so
go.
much.
Thank you.
I'm free to go? Thank you. Have a nice day.
Jennifer, I see Ms. Starling back. So now we can drop Richard in with Bojavan Serta.
You need Boshaban Serta?
Yes, please.
Mr. Briggs, your client has joined breakout room 6.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome. Ms. Sterling, we have your reset of 3-2. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I just realized I didn't do that to everybody. Do you want that in that everybody chat for when you print it? Or
Yes, if you could.
yeah. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. King Dawes.
Hi, Jennifer. I had indicated that I wouldn't be ready until 1 on Mr. Moreno, but the internet at the government offices are down, so they want us to come back at 1. But I think if the judge hasn't scheduled anything, this is something we can take care of pretty quickly.
All right.
He's here with us.
I'm here. There's Mr. Lede.
I'm ready, Judge.
Yeah, so I'm ready now to go forward.
And Your Honor, do you need me to send you copies of the motion? I do not have an order, but I do have the motion that was filed if you need it.
Yes, and I would expect we need the defendant too.
Right.
Yes, Mr. Briggs is in with the jail right now.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna have to wait.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Judge.
All right, how about Mr. Sellers? What's going on with Sellers?
I just need I will be filing a waiver of arraignment, and at some point I will I guess I'm not sure if it's Lorena that's handling it. We can confer on that.
Okay. This would be a good time to do it while we're waiting
Okay.
for the jail.
Lorena, are you available?
I can talk to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Yeah, Mark is fine too.
Okay, of arraignment for Mr. Sellers, and it has that 4/5 date on it. But I believe Mr. Sellers has other cases as well, so I don't know if we want to set him with his other cases. Let me check those dates.
I'm checking them here too.
2/12 is what I show for MTR. No, I'm sorry. That's last year's date. I'm looking at 2020. So we don't have a date. He just got picked up and is in custody. So we'll have to set dates also for his MTR 1904-066.
So I guess when he gets back, whatever date we set for this case, we'll make sure the 1904 is on there too.
Okay, thank you.
Because right now there's no date, correct? I don't have anything on my end.
There is no date, so I don't know if we want to set it, both cases on an MTR date, or if we wanted to put both of them on that 4/5 date that we were giving on the arraignments.
Probably the sooner date with the MTRs.
Is somebody available from probation?
The jail is back also, but now I know Mr. King Dawes is gone. But
Sorry about that.
oh no, you're great. You're doing great.
Okay, Jean.
It's Nicholas Marino next, I think.
Jean, we're looking at James Everett Sellers had an MTR and he's been arrested. And he has a new charge that we are doing a waiver of arraignment, so we're going to need a date for him. Didn't know when y'all wanted to do. Looking at the dates, 2/8, 2/16, 2/22. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm sorry. Are you going to set both cases on the same date?
Yes.
So how's the 22nd?
22nd. Okay, so we'll let Mr. Dawes know that on the waiver of arraignment, he needs to put 222.
Did the jail get my message in chat? We're needing Nicholas Moreno.
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna get him right now. Sorry about that.
No worries, thank you.
I'll get him right now.
So Jennifer Briggs is finished with Bojavon Serta. Then I'm guessing. So did we get a date on that?
He's still in the breakout room. I'm
Oh,
assuming
okay.
he'll come back.
Okay, so we have Moreno here. All right, I'll put my earbuds back in. Start to roll to hearing.
Mr. Moreno here now.
Oh my God, he's so freaking winded.
Jennifer,
Oh my
Yes,
God.
sir.
can I have a real quick breakout room with Mr. Moreno just to explain to him what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
Now he's finally making a ruling.
It's gonna be about 30 seconds. I closed all the breakout rooms to get Mr. Briggs back, and then I'll put you in.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Judge, on Bojavon Serta, I've reset her to 222. I posted that in chat.
Okay,
Were you in the breakout room when you posted that, sir?
No. I got it. Well, I may have been. I'm not sure. I thought I had left
yeah,
the breakout room.
I don't have that, Mr. Briggs.
Okay, I'll repost it to chat.
Okay, it's 3-2 or 322?
It's 222.
222, something different, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Briggs, what's the setting for?
It's just a pretrial.
Okay.
All right, Judge, I've reposted those dates to chat. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, I have to talk to an officer about a search warrant. I will be just a couple minutes, I think.
Mr. King Dawes, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
On Mr. Sellers, there was an MTR also on
Yes.
his case, and so Cindy and probation discussed, and we're going to reset both of those to 222.
222. Okay.
Is that
That'd be
okay?
great. Yes.
Okay, just
And
wanted
of
you to be
course,
aware.
yeah, and I'll talk to him before then.
And then can you post that to chat also so we have it for our records?
Perfect. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let me get this signed up and I will be ready to go. Give me a moment. Yes, Lieutenant. I have a copy of whatever motion we need to hear. Mr. Kindos?
I'll send that over, Judge.
Thank you.
Thanks. And remind the board, it's a second motion.
All right, I'm sorry, Mr. Kindos.
No, I was just reminding the court that it's a second motion to reduce bond. This was heard before sometime last year. So he's still there, but yeah.
Okay.
The
Let me
last
just wait
time,
for that.
yeah.
Okay, let me just wait for that motion to come over.
Okay, thanks.
I dropped it into your chat. Do you see it?
Yes, I have it now.
Judge,
Yes.
I also said, excuse me, I also sent you something to them through chat.
I have it. I have not opened it. I can.
Okay, I just want to let you know.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Moreno is at the jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can we put him in front of the camera? He's at the jail, but he's not in the room. Okay.
I heard the whale. Here he is, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Kindos.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Mr. Moreno, how long have you been? I'm sorry. Can you swear Mr. Moreno in? I'm sorry. Or does he need to be sworn in?
I don't know. Are you calling him as a witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. And what happened the last time we had a hearing?
The judge denied the reduction. This was way back in March sometime. And so now I'm filing a second motion to, have the judge reconsider because obviously he hasn't bonded out, so he's still there.
Okay. All right. Was your client sworn last time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Mr. Moreno, you are still under oath. And let me ask, what are the charges? It says burglary.
Actually, it should be aggravated robbery, and he also has a evading arrest with a vehicle.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Moreno, how long have you been in custody?
Like about 16 months now.
Okay, are you aware the amount of your bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I believe I put in the motion that it's 250,000. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, just briefly describe. Okay, let's back up a second. When you were initially arrested, were you granted a PR bond on this ag robbery?
Yes, sir. I sat here 90 days and I was granted a PR bond.
Okay, and then so once you were granted a PR bond, where did you go?
I was here in Florida for a little while, and then I had ended up getting a job up in Minnesota welding, and that's where I was at the time of my court date.
Okay, so did you receive any court notices of any court date?
I had looked it up online, and when I seen that I had got indicted, I had called in like about 4 or 5 days ahead of time and let them know that I was out of state working.
Okay, but you, did you make it for your court date?
No, sir.
And just for clarification for the record, this was pre-pandemic, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So after that date, was that when your bond, PR bond was revoked?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you remember about when you were taken into custody after that?
In October.
Okay, October of 2019, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and then subsequently, did the state file an evading arrest charge?
Yes, sir. Well, I had got an evading arrest that night that I got picked up.
Okay. And that also has been indicted, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you made any attempt to get in contact with any bondsman in Floresville or elsewhere?
No, sir, because as of right now, I mean, I didn't have the money to afford the bond.
Okay. Now, where did you go to school?
Here in Floresville.
Okay. So were you born and raised in Floresville?
Yes, sir. All my family lives here too.
Okay. Do you have any? Okay. What family do you have in Floresville?
My mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, cousins, everybody, pretty much my whole family.
Okay. Well, if you're able to get out, I mean, regardless of whether the judge reduces a bond or somehow you find a bond, who would you stay with?
More than likely my brother, because well, my brother has a job lined up for me for like the next 3 years. He's an independent contractor building frame houses, and right now he's doing a bunch of fence work.
Okay, so is that your profession?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been doing that?
My whole life pretty much.
Okay, do you have any minor children?
Yes, sir. I got two daughters. My oldest daughter is 12 and my youngest daughter is 8.
Okay. Now, do you usually pay child support for them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and of course, have you been unable to pay child support while you're in custody?
Yes, sir.
Who are the children with?
They're with my ex-wife.
Now, how long have you been in custody total?
Like 16 months.
Okay. And finally, would you, let's say if the bond is reduced, would you be okay with a GPS restriction?
I mean, if I had to be, to me, I don't even think I could afford that right now at the moment because I haven't worked in so long.
Okay, but you understand that the state's going to say that you're a flight risk. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because of the fact that you sort of understand that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what assurances can you give the judge that you're not going to go to Minnesota to work?
I mean, I was working up there for my brother who has the jobs here in town now, and if I need to, I mean, I could report or do whatever I need to do once a week or twice a week, anything other than having that GPS monitor on me.
Mm-hmm. And then on the ag robbery, that is a charge that you strenuously say you didn't commit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
So is that a charge that you're fighting?
Yes, sir. We've been waiting since April for trial.
And you're willing to? Okay.
Mr. Quindoz?
I'm sorry, I said pass the witness.
Okay, you froze there for a while. I thought you'd said that,
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
I'm sure it's your Wi-Fi. Go ahead, Mr.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Moreno, I'm Mark Ledam. I'm representing the state of Texas. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you were talking about your diligence of checking your court date, but in fact, when police had come upon you, you decided to evade arrest, correct? You ran?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the fact that you ran, it only became a felony evading because you have a prior conviction for evading police, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in addition to that, you have 4 other felonies, making this your 5th and 6th felony.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. And some of those are theft, credit card abuse. I mean, these are all crimes that where somebody was a victim, right? Somebody lost out.
Yes, sir.
No further questions, Judge.
Mr. Keendos?
Mr. Moreno, how long ago were the past convictions?
They've been over like 5 years, I think.
Okay. And you're saying that you'd be okay with a GPS restraint, correct?
Yes, sir. If I need be.
Okay, all right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Judge, I have no further questions, but I
Defense
would,
first.
the bond on the FT aggravated assault is $150,000, not $250,000.
All right, so what's the total bond?
It's $5,000 for the evading judge and $150 for the ag robbery.
So it's 155 is all?
Correct.
Yes, Your Honor. And of course, I'm sorry. I guess whenever I'm ready for my closing, I'll go ahead.
All right. With that, before closing, anything else on either side?
Not from state, Judge.
Nothing further from.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Keendos.
Nothing from the defense. Okay, Your Honor, he's been in custody for 16 months as testified to. I understand that initially he was deemed a flight risk and PR bond was violated, so such a high bond was imposed in the first place. But I mean, he did call into court, and yes, really should have made his way back here. Well, 6 is a long time to wait for trial, and of course, the pandemic that made it much worse. He with a GPS restriction. What I'm asking for,
Mr. Keendos,
obviously,
you're
I'm not
breaking
gonna.
up. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'll just make it quick. Judge, we're asking for at least, a $50,000 bond. We'd agree to a GPS restriction. Actually, maybe even 25,000, so that he'll have an opportunity to get out. With the level of the offense, of course, aggravated robbery is a first degree, but again, because of his indigent status, he's been in there that long. If you could make it 25,000 and a GPS restriction to keep him honest, he would agree to that. And then under evading arrest, it's a state jail. Just give him a PR bond on that. That's what we're requesting.
Okay, Mr. Leday.
Judge, despite his testimony, what we know is that he's committed a first-degree felony. We know he has 4 prior felonies, some of which have victims. He has a history of running from the police, not only in this case, but in prior cases. And that rebuts his reliability of showing up in court. It also rebuts his testimony that he was diligent in trying to make this court date. This is the second bite at the apple. The court has already reviewed this. He's been given $150,000 on the FTA and aggravated assault and $5,000 on evading. That's more than fair. We are ready to go to trial. I know the court has been working with a committee to try to figure out a safe way to have jury trials. His being incarcerated is solely the consequence of his actions.
All right. Well, I'm not actively working on a plan for Wilson County because we're going to have to, whatever plan we have, it's going to be voluntary. By that, I mean, we're not going to be compelling people to do a distance trial. So I don't know, Mr. Keendall, if that's anything you've been able to discuss with your client. I haven't had anyone volunteer so far, other than one civil case in Atascosa County where they changed their mind to come up and do this sort of case remotely, or to do a jury trial in district court with social distancing and or being remote.
Well, not that specifically, but I did advise him that we don't know when we're going to go to trial. But I mean, he's adamant about having himself heard.
Okay,
At least on
and that's fine. That's great. That's his right. All right, I'm going to recess this, Mr. Keendall. This is an unusual circumstance that every case is in right now. I'm not prepared to make a change just based on a vague hope that his family may have a job for him or where he's going to be. I would want to know something about where he's going to be, what he's going to be doing, who he's with. And I mean, I agree with the gentleman that you've got to pay for GPS monitoring up front. He's going to, we need to know who's going to front the money for that, and for at least the first month of, for the installation, the first month of monitoring, so we can get it on. And I would have a decision to make. I think if I had that information right now, I just have sort of a nebulous hope that somebody would come along with that and there'd be someplace he could stay and someplace he could work. So I will recess this hearing to give you a chance to have his family members, if they're going to do so, come forward and get that package put together. I'm not for you, so we can resume this hearing before too long.
Okay. That'll be fine, Judge.
Okay, I'll just put, we already have dates in the future for this case, or?
Let me look, sir.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I believe there's a date for next month in March.
I do have March 10th.
All right.
Okay, we'll be ready by then, Judge.
All right, remain on the docket.
Okay, and I'll post that to chat.
Okay.
Mr.
And
Keendall, should I change the setting from a pretrial to something different now?
it doesn't matter. I'll just put remain on docket here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And what do we do on sellers?
I will be.
That's a reset to 220.
I'm sorry. Right, because he has an NCR also. And then on the less than a gram charge, we'll be filing away from that.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Is that everything for today?
Mr. Keendall, on that waiver, you're going to need to change that date to the 2/22.
Okay, I will go ahead and do that.
Judge, the only info I'm missing is on Albert Aguirre on the first page. I don't have anything down for that.
3-2. Ms. Starling, is it sent that out just very recently?
Okay, very good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, to verify again, Mr. Moreno, did you say 3-2 or what was the date?
3/10.
3/10, okay. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
Thank you.
No worries.
Okay. All right. Then we are finished.
Thank you.